Good Monday morning. I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you. Going to talk to you today about you and your business. We got a lot to cover on today's program, and I'm going to go straight to it. Wendell Schuman, he is a regular contributor. He's with USI.biz, and delighted as always to have him on the program. His company is extraordinary, doing great things for a mid-market company when it comes to taking care of benefit needs, and I love the guests that you've been bringing on the program. Wendell, tell us a little bit about USI, and tell us about your guests this morning as well, and welcome.
Yeah, it's always great to be here. USI, we're the largest mid-market brokerage firm in the city of Houston. We specialize in companies anywhere from 100 employees up to a few thousand, and we bring a large, vast array of local resources to help companies stay in compliance as well as leverage their healthcare costs.
Very good. Tell us about your guests. By the way, it's USI.biz. And your guests?
Today we've got Miss Sherry Lure. Sherry is the CEO of Parachute Consulting, locally here in Houston. And we will dive right in. Sherry, tell us a little bit about Parachute.
Well, good morning, gentlemen, and thank you for having me this morning. Parachute Consulting is a multidisciplined firm comprised of all kinds of safety and health professionals. We provide our clients in the Gulf Coast area and throughout the U.S. with all kinds of different types of safety training. We do CPR and first aid and ergonomics and OSHA training. And then we also place medics in remote areas. So we put people out in construction sites, some oil and gas areas, to make sure that if someone gets hurt, there's somebody right there to take care of them.
Let me ask you about yourself, your background and what got you into doing this. And what's your role at the company?
Well, as the CEO, my role is everything,
Everything.
Kevin. Yes, there's nothing I don't do. But we do have it's a small squad. We've got about a dozen of us. We're going to double in size, more than double in size this year as we pick up a large contract. But I was led into this. My bachelor's is from Texas A&M. That was a pause on purpose for the Aggies. And I actually have a degree in exercise physiology with a minor in English, which you can do absolutely nothing with. I did not want to be a physician. I did not want to be a coach. So I sort of found a path in the middle as I got involved in EMS. I'm a 30-plus year medic and firefighter. I started when I was 6. It was very, very good. And so we sort of...
You're just a little too clever for us this morning. We're too slow yet. It's like, wow. About 2 minutes after this interview is over, I'll be buckled over, cracked up.
What do you mean this morning?
Sigmund.
Ouch.
Sigmund, I told you to stop playing with the switches on your board. All right, go right ahead. Go ahead. Keep it up. We'll get it eventually. You're doing great.
So I made an interesting path for myself. I decided that what would be fun would be able to try to take those various sort of skills that I had and parlay them into something entrepreneurial. So started a little consulting firm, and I ultimately sold that to a very large national company here a few years ago. And I did a little consulting for them for a little bit, and then I decided as my swan song, I kind of wanted to do what I do again. So Parachute Consulting has been in business for 2 years. Everyone who works with me is a degreed and certified professional. We all kind of have the same background, a very similar background. And we're all just really passionate about keeping people safe. That's what we do. Our little tagline is, we're the preparedness people. We want to help people.
I saw that on your
ready.
website. I like that. By the way, how many interviews have you done?
A few.
Yeah, I can tell. Go ahead, Wendell.
Yeah, what would be, you guys, you're in Houston, what's your ideal client look like?
That's a good question. It runs the gamut. We've got folks that have, just a handful of people in a dental office all the way up to some very, very large international firms that you've certainly heard of. What we really like, though, are people who understand that patient care is paramount. We want them to prioritize their people, to take good care of their people, and to be interested and involved in that, which is probably a lot like what y'all do. What you're looking for are people who are interested in the health of their folks. That's us. We'd like to have folks on the Gulf Coast. We've got people right now. We're about to start a job in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. We've got people all over the place, but we really like to stay on the Gulf Coast because we can manage it better and we can make better relationships with the people that we're involved with. Right now, I would say if we had our choice, we love mid-size, kind of like you, mid-size firms, a few thousand people. Construction is kind of our sweet spot, but we also do a lot with oil and gas, with some drilling. We put some people in the shale, that sort of thing.
Well, in terms of companies, what is the typical size? Like, what's a small company for you, and how big do your clients get?
Small, probably kind of like Wendell's situation, around the 100 mark. And then the larger ones, of course, are some oil and gas firms that have, thousands and thousands of employees internationally. They tend to be the people who do sort of more project-based work. Our smaller firms use us for training and use us for ergonomic assessments and things like that, with the occasional pinch hit. And then we do things like, for example, last weekend we spent 10 hours in Galveston as the medics for the Architects Sandcastle Building Contest. We do lots of those kind of things, mostly because they're fun, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Go
Really
ahead
fun.
there.
Yeah, what are one of the main things that you guys bring to the table that allows you to have a competitive edge in what I'm certain is a very competitive market here in Houston with all the industry and energy? What are some things that you guys offer that really give you a competitive edge?
Honestly, what I think it is the wherewithal to see the big picture. The folks on my staff are experienced and very seasoned veterans, and what we know is the difference between hurt and injured. We want to make sure that people are well taken care of. We also want to make sure that companies are not taken advantage of. And so we make sure that we handle cases as we need to. We also, though, make sure that we handle the follow-up to that. Sometimes it's just semantics, but we know how to manage cases. We know how going forward to make sure that something doesn't get blown out of proportion when it shouldn't, but that the patient still receives excellent care and is back on the job, which benefits everybody.
Yeah, it does.
It does. And in terms of our training, we're fun. We're fun. We
Keep
get
them
into
away
a place
from
where
those
it's fun.
tough, smart lawyer commercials that they get see during from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. sitting at home. Because I don't want them watching those crazy things.
Exactly.
All right, by the way, the website is parachuteconsulting.net. Parachuteconsulting.net. We're near the end here, Wendell. You want to wrap it up? A final question and or thought?
Yeah, well, I mean, continued success to you, Sherry. I mean, you said you guys are looking to double in size over the next year. Give us just a quick rundown. Where you wanting to be? I mean, call it 5 years from now, 10 years from now. What's the end all goal?
The end all goal for me is that we are at a nice, comfortable size that allows us to do exactly what we do perfectly. I am not trying to be a 20,000 employee company. I have no interest in that. What I want is a good squad of dedicated people so that what we do perfectly, very much with the attention to detail. I'd say in 5 years, we'll probably have 30 people on staff, maybe 40. It depends how many jobs we're on, but we will grow at a pace that we can manage.
Very good. Thanks to both of you. Wendell, great guest, Wendell Schuman. He's with USI.Schuman. Thank you very much. I got a Monday morning tongue working here. Wendell Schuman, he's with USI.biz. Our guest today, again, great job. I knew you've done these interviews before. I picked up on that even before we began. Sherry Lure with Parachute Consulting. Thanks to both of you.
Gentlemen, thank you both.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
When we come back, much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here. It shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. While there, like it on Facebook, follow it on Twitter. This is The Price of Business.